Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Currents. Thank you so much for pressing play and for your energy here. I really do appreciate it. This is a powerful full moon transmission. This is a full moon in Aquarius coming on July 29th, 2026. And I hope you stay to the end. We have two beautiful blessings that came through the waters to be shared. So let's get started. During this full moon in Aquarius, the sun sits directly opposite the moon. It's in Leo. So they're both positioned at 7 degrees. A lot of astrologers note that this lunar event is quite intense. It's tightly joined with the planet Pluto, and it forms a 10 square or a hard angle to Uranus. So square in astrology acts like an obstacle course, if you will. It brings some tension and creates this energy to break free, right? Break free from old rules, old patterns, old mindsets. However, it's also here to shift us into an energy of truth. So it's like something's really going to be there to hold us, to catch us, to replace what we're stepping out of, and that's truths. And it's manifesting through the Sabian symbol for this lunation with the sun in direct opposition. So together, the sun and the moon are bringing a unified message here. So that's, I think, what makes this really impactful. And the Aquarius, 7 degrees, is a child born of an eggshell. And then the Leo at 7 degrees is the constellations in the sky. So what is this telling us? Well, we give kind of suprahuman meanings to our cosmic phenomena, right? So oftentimes we project whatever seems insatiable, like the sunrise, the seasonal cycles, the positions of the planets and the stars for meaning. Right? We project this meaning on it. However, the universe itself is actually looking for meaning in and through humanity. So together, these energies, they're desiring stability. It's like the baby that wants to know that what it needs is always there. That's the conditioning. It's needing to know that something is permanent. Yet dramatic changes occur when entirely new mutations arise that break the traditions of the past. And that's what's arriving here. And it's expressed in the phrase as above, so below, right? From the Hermes and the Emerald Tablets. It indicates that everything in existence has its equivalence in physical matter. So, are we moving beyond the need for permanence into a world that understands how to bridge magic? One could say yes. In my perspective, and from the downloads that I've been receiving from this moon and sun at the 7th degree, I would say we're moving into an equilibrium of it. It's the highest, most holistic perspective. This is like where, okay, we all make something up to believe in, right? It's informed in truth that provides us this needed human sense of permanence. Yet our ancestral wisdom drives this evolutionary process into higher consciousness, whereby this quantum shift can occur. It's a revolutionary mutation, and it catapults us into a new awareness very suddenly. And we no longer feel bound by old ways and limited understandings of things. We can actually create and be inspired and create entirely new realities through this realm of the mind, through our dreams, our imagination. And yes, I believe a bit of magic. So this is an equilibrium that's happening here between the things that are truths for us, right? That give us stability, that allow us to function in the human experience. Yet this realm of the mind that gets into our dreams and our imagination and that magic. So in this example, we have the egg here, right? The child born of an eggshell. So it's like the egg. The egg here represents the matrix. It's the field of potential. It's a womb of possibility. It's the sense of permanence. So the eggshell exists to protect what is developing inside. Within it, the two things, the two beings are merging at conception. They've become one. They're now forming a new entity. It's not yet ready for the world until the shell cracks open. And we choose the moment the eggshell cracks. Then the potential for life becomes life. So what we're discussing here is that our species has been wrapped in a shell. We have been protected so that we could evolve certain qualities, certain abilities, survival requirements, and the first glimmerings of this new awakening, a consciousness. And we've been held within this protective egg throughout much of our species history. But now, right now, in this era, the cracking has begun. Things are cracking open. And from that vantage point, from the Leo sun, the mind becomes capable of destruction, or we can dream of a brighter reality as one with the understanding that some facts and truths, let's call them truths, they help us to avoid any disorder of the mind. We need that factual truth. And then this is then a message to create from truth, also from magic, and also from power. To gain a deeper understanding of how this Sabian symbol works in our reality, let's use the stars and the constellations as an example. We can factually say that the stars exist, but the constellations, they were created out of the imagination. So we take in many points of view, and we create from fact and from imagination to determine what is our truth. This is birthing of a new age. The energies of the sun and the moon in the 7th degree, it's harmony and balance between what we can know as truth or fact and what we can dream and perceive in imagination as magic. And the specific example really matters less than the realization here that we are living in a time that demands our awakening. We can use this awakening as our own emergence from the shell, being birthed from the matrix. So I called on some spirit animal support for this transmission, and we received a very healing message from the Selkies, the seals, and this is also through the waters. So the seal has this message of coming out of hiding and embracing who we truly are. And once we break free from that matrix, once we break it from that shell, it's from one childlike state. We're actually invited to embrace the child once again, to meet our inner child with the freedom. It's meeting that inner child with a new freedom, and that comes through us following our dreams, the magic, but with the sense of understanding of truth, not filled with like spiritual delusions. So I believe this is the birth of loving wisdom. It's the two beings coming together as one, the feminine and the masculine, in a unified, authentic self. And there are many interpretations of the ancient stories of the seals and the seal people, or the Selkies. For me, they represent the masks that we wear. Okay, they symbolize like identities that we had to adopt to survive the matrix. But now it is time to break free from that eggshell. And it's a call to explore more freedom, embrace our authentic selves, to answer the call that's deep within, and to share our true voice. So I also pulled an archetype for this transmission under the full moon of Aquarius in this cosmic current. And what came through for support and supporting us to become more of who we truly are was the archetype of the vessel. Wow, this was so perfect because the vessel is the body. This is like our new container outside of the eggshell now. It's where we meet that inner child out in the world. The vessel is one of the most powerful archetypical forms on earth, and it's everywhere. Vessels are everywhere, right? A cup holds liquid. Our bodies hold our organs. Our homes hold our families. It's through the simple act of containment that the vessel protects what it carries, just as that eggshell protected us. So we are still protected, even out into the world through our vessels. Even planets are held within their circular orbits. Okay, so they're also held. So when this archetype appears, it's asking us to assess what's being held together and how. So is the vessel maybe too tight? Is it too loose? Is it broken? Is it empty? Or completely full? Or perhaps there's really no vessel at all, and all the contents of us spill out into every direction. So it's natural for structures to be formed and eventually to fall apart, is what this message is saying. And the vessel has its own life cycle, okay? And that cycle needs just to be honored. So it's an inquiry here, and it is about, are we wanting to build something new? Are we wanting to break through something? Or are we being called to repair something that maybe already exists, that we've already been working towards? And that's just for each of us to discover. And it's part of completing the cycle that's represented by this full moon. And facing that shadow, that naturally accompanies every completion of a cycle, because that's what the full moon energy represents. And we can also remember that our physical body is the most sacred vessel of all. It's the home in which we reside, our first breath until the last. So perhaps our vessel needs our attention. Perhaps it's needing healing. Perhaps it needs deeper reflection. Or perhaps we feel complete. So this full moon offers a particularly powerful moment in time to make any of those adjustments, to follow your true desires, to become that seal, that Selkie, returning to the waters of its authentic nature. And the vessel also reminds us that we are our own healers. And we're invited to pay attention to this archetypical form, because healing cannot truly be sustained without a strong container. So, choice point, do we remain within that shell, the shell as our vessel, or do we rebirth ourselves? Do we crack open that shell and become a vessel unto ourselves, completing a cycle that's now ready to end? So, both choices are sacred. And if we choose to break through the shell, we will be supported. We will be guided. And I asked for some animal spirit guidance for us as a collective breaking through this shell. And what came forward was the eagle, the all-pervading power here, the truth seeker, the transformer of karma. So beautiful. The noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. So this is truly showing us the partnership here. And this great bird is both physically and spiritually strong. It represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. Air being especially significant here, as Aquarius is an air sign. So when the eagle appears, whatever needs to transform will soon be thrown into that karmic fire. And the eagle's energy encourages us to become our brightest and most authentic selves at this time. And it will stop at nothing to help us. It will stop at nothing to help us shine. So grasp that sun in your talons and hold on for the ride as the sun in Leo stands directly opposite this full moon in Aquarius with a message that you are stronger than you think, Eagle Child. And when we balance with the eagle energy, we will feel bright and radiant and ready to embrace any of life's challenges, the peaks and the valleys. And we're prepared to break through that eggshell. And at the same time, we're wise enough to remember that our vessel, our body, is the sacred container for our healing. And it provides a strong foundation that's needed to continue walking our path. So whichever you choose, know this. You are the healing that you seek, whether you remain inside the shell or you step beyond it. The difference here is a difference in freedom. There is a freedom to follow your dreams. There's a freedom to follow your desires. There's a freedom to embrace the change that's needed now, both collectively and individually, as well as for Gaia. And if we're a little out of balance here, we may try to control that journey rather than trust it. So just bring some awareness to that and hold that invitation to always be restoring balance. Here is like stepping into the unknown. The waters are asking us to enter the unknown, and it's okay to enter the unknown. And the waters invite us into its depth and its courage. And this is also Leo courage, right? The courage born from light, the light of source, the light of God. And if we choose this path, we're supported. We're supported by Gaia. She's water. She's a water planet. 71% of her surface is water. Yet we've explored like very few percentages of it. So I feel that in itself is teaching us that we're always being invited to explore ourselves, always being invited to explore our inner depths, our inner waters, our inner truths. This is a lifelong journey, and we can move through it playfully, just as the seals do, just as the Selkie does, with joy and with curiosity. So explore the unknown, break through our shells, break through that matrix, and challenge what you once believed was possible. Challenge what you believed as truth and look for a higher truth. So we're working with completely new energies now. And we're new every day. And the eagle, remember, embodies that Leo courage and initiation and vision. So the energy may be encouraging you to make a significant change in your life. So I wanted to end by speaking here with the Pauline cards from my Living Oracles deck. And this is support that's coming through elemental forces. And they arrive as guidance, helping to bring what's been operating unconsciously for us into conscious awareness so that all of that transformation can occur. So as we attune to this frequency and as the body becomes a listening field, we restore the foundation of embodied consciousness. In my experience, embodied consciousness is what is needed most. It's what we're really here to do. And it's the heart of what I hope to be bringing forward even through these cosmic current activations. And as our collective consciousness rises, we still are asked to embody the change. So this octave speaks of opposites. It's bringing us back now to our Sabian symbol, where the two beings merged at conception, became one, right? The sun and moon in opposition at the 7. And it speaks to duality, to balance, to the sacred union of the masculine and feminine, the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, but really not as opposites attempting to cancel one another. So this is where I guess you could say there's an element of non-duality because they actually complement. They're here to cooperate with one another. So That's the attraction of the masculine feminine. And that's where sacred codes are woven throughout all of existence within the elemental realm. And this octave itself represents the intelligence of sensing that harmony. It teaches us, it guides us, right? It teaches us relationship with that. And it invites us into cooperation, into harmony, into trust. It's like a sea of tranquility moving through this full moon in Aquarius. That's really how I'm seeing it right now. And yeah, you are that child breaking free from the matrix. You're breaking free from the womb. You're breaking free from the eggshell. So we're going to be feeling this as what I call like an eco sense. This is where experience integrates into our reverence for our ecosystems, our ecological sensitivity. We're maturing into this. And it is a frequency of sensing, of being able to recognize how every action echoes throughout a living field, a coherent living field. It's an echo. Everything is an echo. And it's a reflection. It's a synthesis. So it's really teaching us how to pause, how to feel, how to choose again in harmony with all of life. Because in every moment we do have a choice, and everything is a choice. So as we finalize this theme, then it's integration, right? And that integration comes with our new wisdom. And that Aquarian full moon becomes this field of coherence. It's a field of love. It's a field of creative intelligence. So, as we continue to move through this, we arrive at what I call the big fuck yes. This is where all the dimensions integrate through our heart, because we can feel love as no longer some kind of ideal or even idea that's outside of ourselves. It's no longer something we strive towards. We don't strive towards love. We don't seek love outside of us. It lives within us. It's our lived condition. This is the fuck yes. It's the sacred. It's the divine. Yeah, it's like where everything dissolves into a single field of presence. That's where enlightenment is expressed. And wherever we are in that, we can choose unity. We can choose wholeness. And so as the full moon and the waters of this Aquarian moon shine this beautiful light, I see it as the sacred geometry of the flower of life. It's the state of being that we're embodying here as a unified presence. So thank you so much for staying. And as I mentioned, we have a couple blessings here from the waters. And the first blessing is to embody infinite. The truth is that you are pure, divine love, gifted with infinite possibilities. The second blessing is flowing together. In grace you live, and in harmony you explore. So perfect. So if you choose to break the shell, you will discover that grace carries you, and you will explore in harmony, and you will remember who you have always been, and you will return to your true nature. And from that place, you will become a blessing for the world. So much love.